Hi, it's Doug Dane. If you're struggling in any area of your life, you're actually struggling with your self-image. Too many people struggle in their life because they've got a mistaken identity. If you don't feel confident to succeed or overcome your challenges, your mistaken identity is likely causing the problems. My book explains your mistaken identity and how it's controlling you. And so today, here's a daily tip to help you live better. So your self-image is running your life. If you're trying to improve your life, you may be working on the wrong thing. If you're facing challenges in your life, it's a lot easier to solve your problems or face them if you have an accurate self-image and your self-confidence. Now, I know most people suffer from a case of mistaken identity. I've talked to thousands of people about where they're at and what they're trying to do and what problems they think they have in getting ahead. And every single time, it fundamentally comes down to their self-image, how they see themselves. And I know that they're struggling because all I have to do is take a look at their results, and that gives me an idea about what they think and how they feel about themselves. So take a look at the results in your life, where you live, how you live, your relationships, your health, your poor habits, how you treat yourself, your career, any area of your life that you're struggling in. It's always a result of how you see yourself. Now, let me explain that a bit more. Here, how do I know that? I know that because I didn't know, but I now know that your mind directs your brain and nervous system. So it's your mind that directs your brain and nervous system and directs the way that you think and directs how you feel physically. And so that, of course, is producing the results. I know that your mind is very receptive to self-suggestion and also to outer suggestion. Now, you took a lot of outer suggestion when you were young growing up. By your parents, by the adults, by the teachers, by your religious leaders. All these people were drilling things into you through suggestion, outer suggestion, and you just took it in. And now you might be trying to change all that with what we call self-suggestion or auto-suggestion, and it's hard because the original suggestions that were made are locked in deep into your subconscious. And so what we've got to do now, of course, is we've got to be very careful about our own self-suggestion because we got a lot of chatter going on in our mind. Our mistaken identity, our inner cellmate, I call them, is really yappy and makes up a lot of crap, and you have lots of dialogue going on in your head because they're making a lot of stuff up. I also know that your mind is a machine, and it's directed by your self-image. So your mind is like a built-in mental GPS. A guidance missile, a torpedo, a thermostat. These are examples of machines that are what are called cybernetic goal-seeking mechanisms or target-oriented mechanisms. But what runs those machines there's programs, there's operating systems that run those machines. And just like your mind, your machine it's run by your self-image, which regulates and directs your inner thoughts and how you see the outside world. So, if your self-image runs the show and directs your mind and thoughts, and your mind directs your brain and nervous system, which creates your results, then changing results, it's actually quite simple. So again, my mind directs my brain and nervous system. My brain directs my thinking, it triggers emotions, and also my mind triggers what's going on in my nervous system. And ultimately, depending on how I feel and how I think determines the way that I act. So it's really quite simple. All we have to do is go after what's running the show, what's running the machine that's directing your brain and nervous system. And that is your self-image, your opinion of yourself, your concept of yourself, your identity. And like me and like most other people, you're mistaken about your identity. And so we just have to take a look at your self-image. You just have to change your self-image and realize that you have a mistaken identity. Now, you don't have to go working on your self-image. What I discovered after years of trying to just work on my self-image, I just realized that I was mistaken about my self-image. And then very easily, I was able to actually see myself for who I really was and be able to do a lot better in my life and feel a lot better in my life. And you can too. So listen, all you got to do is take a look at how you feel about yourself. Take a look at your results. Take a look at your life. Take a look at how you feel every day. Take a look at some of the things you think about. If you don't feel good, most of the time you are mistaken. You are struggling with a mistaken identity, with a poor self-image. Maybe you have a real failure type personality. Maybe you were brought up with real low self-esteem, or maybe you're just off track a little bit. Maybe most areas of your life you're feeling pretty good, but in one area or another area you're not. Well, you're mistaken about that too. And we just got to get clear on who we really are, and then life gets a lot easier. So the key really is, if you change your mind about your story and your past, then you can change your mind about you, and then everything in your life will change. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to the podcast version, subscribe now. If you want to fix this for good, get my book now. It's literally a 30-day system for discovering your mistaken identity, unlocking your true potential, and getting unstuck fast. When you uncover your mistaken identity, you actually get to the truth of who you really are, and then the truth will set you free. If you're tired of doing this by yourself, just reply this email and let's talk, and I'll show you how to change this fast for you. Thank you.